Well, we have the spooky, and of course, now we have the savory. If you are looking for a little something tasty this morning, the Edible Schoolyard has it just for you. In this week's Brunchin with Bell, 23 ABC's Alex Bell gives us an inside look into olive harvesting.
Good morning. We're here at the Kern County Edible Schoolyard in their olive orchard, and I'm joined here this morning with Dylan. And so obviously it is so beautiful out here, loving this weather, but how many trees do you guys actually have on site here?
So here at the Edible Schoolyard, Kern County, we have 370 manzanilla olive trees.
Oh my goodness. And how do you guys harvest all of these trees?
So each one of the olives that goes into our beautiful olive oil is handpicked by hardworking harvest crews that come out and pick the fruit for our wonderful oil.
And if people want to buy a bottle of this oil, where can they go and actually get it?
They can go to Lassen's health food store here in Bakersfield. It's on the shelf there, and we really encourage people to go and support Lassen's and continue to buy the Buena Vista extra virgin olive oil.
All right, and so we want to deep dive how they actually do this process. So me and Dylan are actually going to go to some of the bins of the olives that have been harvested, and you're going to teach us a little bit about what each one of the olives means. So let's go over there and check it out. All right, so we finally made it to the olive bin, and as you can see here, lots of different colors and sizes. So Dylan, break down the flavor profiles for everyone here.
Of course, so we have a blended olive oil where we're using all three colors of the olive. So the start of it is a bright green olive seen here, and this has a really grassy taste, and it's very strong.
Grassy taste.
Grassy taste.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we get into that mix between when that olive is starting to go to that dark purple color. It has that in-between stage. This is my favorite because it has kind of a peppery taste to it. It's kind of, it has a little bit of kick.
I never would have thought though an olive would have tasted peppery though.
Right.
That's really interesting. Okay.
Right. And then you get into your darker olive, which is typically seen on, as what you'll eat whole. And this has a much more mild taste, but it still produces a green oil. When we combine the three of these, it produces a great blend of different flavors that go into our olive oil.
And so just from the olives that are here in your Edible Schoolyard, about how many gallons do you guys actually produce?
So we do about 500 gallons on our bigger years, and
wow.
We produce all of that into a 500 milliliter bottle, which you'll find on the shelf at Lassen's.
Wow, absolutely. But this isn't all that you guys grow, so let's actually get into the garden because they grow a lot of delicious and, might I add, very beautiful vegetables. So let's go check that out. All right, so now we're in the Ramada, and Dylan, this is a space where a lot of the kids start the program is right here. So tell us a little bit about what happens here.
Of course. So when students enter our program here at the Edible Schoolyard, they'll either start in the garden or the kitchen, and this is where they're introduced to new concepts around food so that we can continue to inspire them to have a positive relationship with the food that they eat.
You guys used to have a lot of students pre-COVID, but now post-COVID, can you guys kind of talk about how you guys changed your curriculum and some of the things you guys are pivoting to?
Of course. So we had to make a big pivot just like the rest of the world did. But what the biggest opportunity that we had was to partner with the Cal State Bakersfield Food Pantry, where we're able to donate all of our produce that we're not using for classes to combat food insecurity in our region.
Wow. And is food security a problem here? It
is a problem here in our community, and especially with those college students that are, they might not be on campus now, but they still need access to fresh food. So we've been able to provide fresh produce to the Cal State Food Pantry and continue to grow and keep fertile all of the ground that's here on the Edible Schoolyard campus.
Now, you guys have a lot of different types of vegetables and things growing out here, so I wanted you to give me a little bit of a tour to show what kind of things you guys will be donating to those food pantries and here in the community. So let's go check that out.
Of course.
All right, so we're out here in the garden, and Dylan, little kids actually help you guys plant a lot of this here. So talk a little bit about what everything is here.
That's right. So all of the produce that you see around us has been planted by the students, and we've been able to have back on campus during our summer camp and fall camp. Right here in this bed below us, we have golden beets. We have some leeks on the other end of this row, and then behind you we have some onions.
Oh, these are onions.
Those are onions.
Love that. Yeah. Love that. All right. And so you guys are obviously helping combat a lot of food insecurity here. About how much food have you guys been able to donate?
So since April, from the Buena Vista Edible Schoolyard, we've been able to donate over 2,500 pounds of produce to the Cal State Food Pantry.
Just since April?
That's right.
Wow, that's a lot. And so we know what you guys do here. Do you guys have any other Edible Schoolyards that also do this as well across Kern County?
We do. We have Edible Schoolyards at Grimway Academy Arvin and Grimway Academy Shafter, and each one of those campuses as well is producing food to combat food insecurity in their own communities.
And now your guys' fall session classes, that registration's closed. Are you guys going to have anything coming up in the spring?
That's right. We're going to have some winter programming coming up, which the community will be open to. Those signups will be on our website here shortly. And then the springtime, we're also going to have more opportunities for the community to engage with us in the safest way possible. And we look forward to seeing the community continue to thrive throughout this time.
Coming up next on Brunching with Belle, we go inside the kitchen with Priscilla.